anything. What's disappointed you? What's hurted you? Wow. It is late at night, ladies and gentlemen. What has hurt you? Hello, my friends. We are back. It has been 2 months now since I've chatted with you guys. We're getting honest tonight. I did not even want to continue doing this. I've been off for a while. I've had a ton going on. I am so busy with work. I am in the middle of school, and that has been actually going pretty slow. And just, I'm in a course right now that I'm not understanding at all. It's on a time crunch that if I don't get things done by January, all my classes done, then I pay a couple $1,000 more. So that's been a big stressor. And then that also then delays me moving out to Idaho. So there's been all those things on my mind. I've been so busy. I was just like, I really don't have time to do one more thing. I don't have time to think about one more thing. Worry, plan, all of that. I got sick with COVID for a couple weeks. And I've been having, I don't think it's related, but I've just been having a lot of other stuff going on and a lot more pain. So I've been super burnt out. Yeah, just, I'm not even really summing it up well. But yeah, there's just been a lot going on. And of course then, I started getting in my head and thinking again. It's kind of when I first started this channel. I was like, what is even the point of this? I don't have anything to share. Who cares what I have to say when I even have something to say? Steve knows I am not a talkative person. I don't usually have things to share or talk about. And I'm like, I don't have things to get excited about. I am not a influencer, a social media guru. The more I get on social media, the more I'm finding myself frustrated and jealous of people who don't appear to have many stressors in their life. And so it was just all becoming too much. And I had to remind myself what Steve always told me. He goes, you have things to share, you have important things to say, and you need to not put yourself down and think that it's not important, and that no one's going to be interested, because that's kind of my thing. I'm like, I'm just another person. It's, who cares really? But then I thought about what he said, and kind of why I started this channel in the first place was not to make a huge difference or be popular or anything like that, but just to share. And if that only affects one person, then that's awesome. And even beyond that, just to have almost a video diary to look back on years down the road. So I really have to work on focusing on not making everything perfect, not trying to plan every little thing, because that's what makes it stressful. Just being genuine and trying to go with the flow, things like that. So on that note, I have to say I've been a nightmare to deal with lately. I have been quiet, grumpy, very irritable, very just teary, burnt out, anything, name it, and I've been it. And I definitely am guilty of losing track of everything I do have and everything I should be thankful for. And so I thought, what a great time to maybe do a little craft, a little thought about being thankful now that we're in November and we're only, 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving, 2.5, 3 weeks. So that is what I'm working on now. And especially, thinking about some of the people I'm close with at work, and Steve, putting up with kind of my demeanor, my stresses, all of that. I'm just so thankful with him getting the brunt of everything. After I deal with anything that's going on in my head or at work, life, whatever, him having to kind of get the repercussions of me being irritable and distant and all those different things. I'm so thankful for the way that he takes it and the way he stands by me, and is just pretty patient with that. So I want to refocus. I want to start getting my mind back in gear. Especially because I just love this time of year, and I remember I did this last year. I stressed a lot, and I feel like I totally missed out on the holidays. So I don't want that to happen again. I look forward all year to fall, to traditions, to things I do and have done growing up with my family that I love, especially Christmas. Oh my gosh, I love Christmas. And so I want to get prepared for that. I want to start focusing on the good, focusing on everything I do have. So what we are doing, a little bit different. So growing up, my mom always made what we called our Thanksgiving tree. And I was going to do that, but I couldn't find all the supplies. And I didn't want to be searching around forever. And so I decided instead to make just a little board. So I've got some poster board here. Walmart, 97 cents. Be sure when we're doing this, there is like a waxy side, kind of a shiny side, and then a more rough kind of paper side. You want to use this paper side. So I've got that. Got some big old stickers. Again, super cheap, $4. I'm just gonna put kind of a label on the top. I'm not sure what I'm gonna pick yet. Thanksgiving, thankful, gratitude, something like that. Because I want to save these too. And my mom always did that growing up. So the tree, what you would do is get a vase, you fill it with rocks or Moncala stones or something just to give it some weight. And then we would just go and collect sticks from the backyard, put those in the vase, and then we'd cut out leaves from different colors of paper and hook a little string to it. And then each person would, throughout the entire month, take one of those leaves and write what you're thankful for. Anything under the sun. And that's what we're doing here. It could be people in your life. It could be things you've been given, things you've achieved. Maybe the breakfast you ate that morning that tasted really good. Absolutely anything you can think of. And then at the end of November, after Thanksgiving, we would take down all the leaves and everyone put their initials on the back so we know who was who. And then we'd save those leaves, and I think we've got some from quite a few years ago. So I want to do that with these boards, and because it kind of gives you an idea of how you changed over the years and different things that have gone on in your life, and you look back on it and you see the things you're thankful for. It'll spark a memory of people who were in your life at that time, or maybe things you were going through. So I do want to save these, so I got these stickers for the title, got these just cutesy little leaves. Again, 97 cents that we're going to use, just kind of decorate over the whole thing. And then some markers, 98 cents. Super cheap little craft. But again, it's just every day, instead of focusing on what's gone wrong, who's frustrated you, what you have, what you haven't done, what you still need to do, what, I don't know, anything, what's disappointed you, what's hurted you, wow, it is late at night, ladies and gentlemen, what has hurt you, anything you can think of. It takes your mind off of that and refocuses you towards everything you do have, everything God has blessed you with, all the wonderful people in your life, all the little things. And those are usually the things you find, you go, oh my gosh, there is so much in my life to be thankful for, beyond these stressors, beyond these people, beyond these situations, that can really bog you down. So we are going to be doing that. And I guess another thing I kind of wanted to roll into this, which we'll talk about while I'm putting all these stickers together here. I think a big thing for me, I don't know how you guys all deal with stress, with responsibilities, with, feeling like you just have a lot on your plate. I know for me, I just kind of shut down, which I don't like, especially having Steve around, he can see that. And, he knows when I'm not talking and when I'm not being genuine. And even at times when I don't even really know it, because I'm just so focused and, coping and moving on and just going moment to moment. Sorry if I'm distracted. I'm trying to figure out how to spell this word here without messing up. And so yeah, I really tend to clam up a lot. I have a hard time summing up what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. And so sometimes it can be really hard to share just because I don't really know how to put it into words. But I think a lot of times I get myself stuck in those situations. And obviously I've got genuine stress going on, but I get myself more stressed because I take way too much on myself, and I know a lot of people that do that. And I think just because a lot of us really, either out of necessity or out of just a sense of what maturity and what adulthood means, take on everything ourselves. Like everything. And for anyone who's got a faith base, we know that's not good. That you need to let God take over a lot of it, which I am horrible at, let me just say. And there's a balance, there's a lot of people in the world, which can be really frustrating, that kind of use God as a cop-out, I feel like. And use either, the idea that everything works out for a reason, or that he has a plan, or that, ultimately everything is in his hands, as a reason to kind of throw their hands up and go, well, I'm not going to put any work into this, or I'm not going to worry, or I'm not going to, like it's kind of like, oh, I'm just going to take a step back and not do anything. And that's really not how he meant it to be, I don't think. He gave us brains, he gave us talent, he gave us resources and friends and family and knowledge and just all these different things for a reason. And I think everybody's heard the saying, God helps those who help themselves. So it's really hard sometimes, well, not sometimes, I think all the time, it is really hard to find that balance between trusting God and knowing that he's going to take care of everything, but also continuing to move forward, continuing to work and seek out what you think his will is. Because you can't just lay back and kind of wait for magic to happen. And yeah, like I said, I have a really, really hard time with that. I am absolutely the kind of person who takes everything on myself. Every detail, every every facet of planning, every, you know, anything having to do with, you know, working or finances or timing or anything in a situation, I take the responsibility on my own shoulders. And I feel like if anything goes wrong, if anything doesn't work out, if anything gets delayed, it's because I messed up somewhere, because I miscalculated, or, you know, was foolish in a decision, or, you know, it just, ultimately I feel like it's my responsibility. But then I don't allow God to really take a role in my life, which is awful. And I hate that every time, and I feel like I always realize it too late. Side note, we're doing 2 of these, so I'm gonna do one. We kind of got our first one together. Well, this is backwards now, but this is, so I just got the word thankful up on the top, and then just got a few cute little leaves. I don't want to do too many because you do want to have room to write, but I want to do that, and then I'm going to do a second one down below with just a few cute little leaves. Anyway, yeah, so I don't realize it until too late, until points like now, where I've completely stressed myself out. I, you know, have worried myself even into sickness, and, you know, affected the people around me, like Steve, where he's had to deal with my demeanor and my stress and my distance and, you know, just all those different things that come with living in a state of worry. And, you know, I'm really thankful that he said something. As I have to admit, I was really frustrated in the moment because I felt really guilty. And, you know, just, I felt like it was one more thing I had to think about. But, you know, I'm really grateful he said something, because it sometimes takes that addressing it to realize, all right, I am in way too deep and I got to take a step back. I got to get help. You know, say like with, just with general stress. It's like, for me, I'm a faith-based person. I have to stop and just kind of let it go in prayer. I need to find ways to let God take over. And so that is kind of something else I wanted to talk about, was how to find time to pray. Because, you know, especially when you get so many things piled up on your plate, you really lose track of that. And it's so hard to find time to pray because it just feels like there's not enough hours in the day. And so I think something I have found most helpful is picking a time during which, you know, you're doing something that occurs every day. You know, it's consistent. You know, a lot of people, maybe they have the time to go to church every single day. That's great. Or, you know, sit down and read their Bible or do a Bible study or something like that. For a lot of people, that is not feasible. And maybe that's something they can do sometimes, but not every day. And so what I always found helpful, so what I'm doing now is a little bit different than what I used to do. Growing up, I prayed whenever I went to bed. That is 100% something I know that is going to happen every day. I'm going to be laying down in bed, going to sleep. And so I can take that time to just connect with God, either talk to him about my day, like maybe say a formal written prayer, read a Bible verse, or, you know, just go through the moments of my day that I'm grateful for and thank him, go through the moments of my day that I'm frustrated about and vent to him. But regardless, you know, every single day I knew I was going to be laying in bed with some moments of quiet. And then it actually was really helpful because then as I was going to sleep, my mind was on God and I felt a lot more peaceful. Now what I do is I will pray in the car. I like to listen to different prayers and songs and things like that because I know that every single day I'm going to be riding in the car to work. It's the same amount of time. And so again, that's something that's consistent, and I'm going to be sitting there not doing anything else except focusing on the road. So, you know, it's just helpful. Do something like that. Maybe if you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a mom who works a little bit later, and say every day you make breakfast right around the same time. And you know you've got that chunk of time that you're going to be standing there doing that. Maybe the kids are still asleep and you have moments of quiet. Make that your prayer time. You know, because that's something that's always going to be consistent. Or maybe even in the shower. If you're someone who takes a shower every other day or every day, or you know it's kind of on a consistent schedule, that's going to be a good 15 minutes or so that you're standing under the water, not doing anything but washing your hair, that you can talk to God because you're not going to be focused on anything else. So I've just found that even if it's a 5-10 minute amount of time, if it's something that consistently goes on every day and I use that time to just connect with God, it helps a little bit more than having to add something extra to my day, because then usually I have to admit it doesn't happen. And then when it doesn't, because I'm too busy or worried or stressed or something like that, then I just feel guilty and I feel like I've failed. So don't just set yourself up for that. Make it something that you can achieve, something that's simple, because even if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, that's important to him. So anyway, kind of rambled tonight. It's been a little bit random, kind of all over the place, a little bit of venting, a little bit of complaining. Who knows? Yeah, I don't really know where to go from here. It's been an odd couple of weeks, but I'm hoping next week. So Stevie's actually been back home, off of school. He is back in Idaho for about a week and a half, for some school stuff, and I'm going to be headed over there at the end of the week, so I'm going to hope we can add him into the next video, maybe get him to play a little Never Have I Ever. We'll expose ourselves a little bit. I've got a bank of about 300 questions, so I have no idea what we'll even come across, but hopefully it'll be a little bit interesting. So I will talk to you guys soon. I hope this will be consistent. I am thinking of changing it up a little bit and maybe making some of the episodes almost like a podcast kind of thing, more just chatting, not an actual video, but more of a listening format. But we'll see. It's all just going to be played by ear, and we'll see what happens. All right, we've got the finished product. So very simple, super cheap. I mean, just so easy. Obviously I'm going to be adding a lot more to this. Got it in my bedroom, so when I wake up, when I go to bed, whatever I'm thinking, I can add to it. And I love the poster board idea because you can add so much more depending on what wall you put it on. Like, let me see, I'll take you guys out here. At first, I was thinking of going out here in my entryway, along this big wall here, and putting like 4 of those pieces of poster board. You could do that. You could put it on multiple walls. I could have even taken these decorations down and put it up on this big wall here. There's just a lot you can do. Yeah, super simple. I really would do it because it's just, something that refocuses you onto everything that you have, everyone that you have, and everything that's most important.